It's been called a big shakeup. This was a big surprise. Annie, let's start with you. What are your thoughts?
Well, this is amazing, not only for Newt Gingrich, but also for Romney. They got an outcome that was totally unexpected and really is exciting for what's to come ahead.
Yeah, I think Newt's a conservative warrior. He proved that. Awesome political achievement tonight for Newt. And, you know, he was outspent 2-1 in South Carolina. He was down 10 points in the poll a mere week ago. He's going to get a double-digit victory. He didn't have the endorsements of the sitting governor of South Carolina or John McCain, who won the primary there in 2008. So Newt Gingrich proved through those debates that debates mean something. And I think it was a huge victory for Newt and a major, major heartburn for Romney tonight.
Sure. Now, we know that the South Carolina primary has determined the Republican nominee since 1980, but we've got 3 races, 3 candidates. You know, is it possible we could be looking at some kind of shakeup this year?
Well, certainly we've got a marathon on our hands. We know that for a fact. And going into Florida, which is a much larger state, it has 4 media markets that are all very expensive. It's going to be survival of the fittest.
I agree. And, you know, Newt Gingrich has spent no money so far in Florida, and Mitt Romney has already spent millions. And this is a delegate-take-all state. I think Santorum is hoping that Newt explodes and that nobody wants Romney as the nominee, and he kind of marches into that conservative role. But I think right now it really is a 2-man race between Newt Gingrich and Mitt Romney in Florida. All
right. And so far, 3 races, 3 winners. Talk a little bit about how this is going to affect things in November. Is it going to make it harder for everyone to unite behind one candidate?
Well, this is the process. Survival of the fittest. These are designed specifically to see who can do well, who can put a ground team together, who can raise money, and who can actually make it happen over the long haul. So that's what we're waiting for and anxious to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, it's a long haul, and I think that's the great thing about the American process when you compare it to other countries throughout the world. You really get to vet your candidates. I also think we're going to have a debate on Monday and another debate next week, so 2 more debates before the Florida vote. I think that's huge for Newt Gingrich. Mitt Romney is all of the John Kerry mold, the Al Gore mode. He just doesn't seem authentic to conservatives, and this Republican base right now is all about the most conservative candidate, which helps President Obama in the general election. One more thing, Mitt Romney has lost the independent vote in all 3 of the first states that have voted, and that is not good for the general election if he's the nominee.
All right, well, just lastly, I would love to hear what both of you think that we need to hear from these candidates going ahead to the next 2 debates and then on to Florida.
Well, Romney needs to be less robotic. He just tends to say the same thing over and over again in a very even tone. And what we've seen is Gingrich is resonating because he has somehow tapped into the American public's concern and rage for what's going on in their neighborhood. So what we need to see is a lot more enthusiasm from Romney. He needs to answer the tax questions, particularly about why he's got money in the Caymans. And we need to have Gingrich go ahead and share his story with every man in America, because that seems to be resonating.
Yeah, I think Romney has got to put to rest the tax issue. He can't keep moving around and flip-flopping on that issue. I also think you're going to hear more about senior issues in Florida. Big population of seniors there, more about Medicare, Social Security, some issues you haven't really heard about yet on the campaign. I think those are going to be huge as we move forward. And I think the debates, again, are going to matter. And look for Newt Gingrich to get a lot of Super PAC money this week to help him fend off the Romney money in Florida.
All right, Jason and Annie, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Too bad we didn't have more time to talk to you because you guys gave us some great insight, but we really appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you very much.